Hey guys, John Adamson, the rehab and documentation guru. So I'm hoping that my gaff, a mistake that I made, will be helpful to you. Yes, even the rehab and documentation guru makes documentation mistakes. And I wouldn't say it was a mistake, it was just an omission. But omissions can be as bad as mistakes. So today, my agency has Medicare. They're doing audits. And my day was to entail a visit with the Medicare auditor, assessing, what I was doing. And I think everything went fine from what I could tell. I think I checked all the boxes, so to speak. But what did not go well is, as I was getting ready to wrap up that visit after the auditor had already left, is my agency boss called me. And I told her I was with a patient. She says, please call me right back. Doesn't sound good. I know Medicare's in the office. So she called me back and said, do you remember this patient? And this was a patient this past summer, summer of 2020. And the patient had a significant pain issue. Patient was referred from a pain clinic, post-epidural, and had spinal stenosis. And I took 3 performance measures on this lady: the timed up go, the Tenetti, and the 30-second chair rise. As part of my assessment, the patient's pain was significant, on the high end of the scale. So fast forward 6 weeks later, I had one of my assistants see the patient. The patient had missed a visit due to pain, and actually had gone to the emergency room due to pain. Now this lady had chronic pain patient. Her original goal by me was for 3 out of 10 pain, which was her goal. And I felt at the time of my assessment, my initial assessment, that was reasonable. So, when you're writing SMART goals, one of the letters, I have no idea what's bugging me, is A, SMART, attainable. Is your goal attainable? And so her initial pain was like up to 10 out of 10 at times. I think it was 7 out of 10 at the beginning of the visit. So I set a goal for it to be 3 out of 10 with activity. And part of the goal was for her to pace herself, to keep her pain not going beyond that. Anyway, fast forward, she missed her second to last assistant visit. There's my offender, a piece of hair. Second to last visit was missed by the PTA. PTA recorded it was due to pain, did not communicate with the doctor. So, and I didn't pay attention to that. I didn't note that. So that wasn't good. And then I went to see the patient for OASIS discharge. Now the patient at discharge is still complaining of the same pain. Pain has not changed. This is a concern. And it's made me rethink, like, I better be a bit more careful about this. But anyway, what had improved, like on an order of 3 standard deviations plus, was the tug, Tenetti, and 30-second chair rise. All of them. And because pain was the main underlying impairment causing her functional deficits to begin with, the fact that her numerical pain rating had not improved, but her physical performance had vastly improved, should be evidential enough that PT did address her pain. But this auditor happened to be a state auditor who was pulled in for this Medicare assessment. The state auditor, I could have words that I would say about how she handled herself on the call. But her point was that our goal was to reduce pain to 3 out of 10. Our goal was not attained. Therefore, we are at risk for getting a tag for not properly addressing the pain. The other issue was communication with the doctor. Now, this doctor is on our Epic system, Epic documentation system. So I had communicated with the doctor via Epic. I had not called. So that was a point of contention too. So what's the moral of the story? I should have documented better, for one thing. I mean, irregardless of how I think this particular reviewer was unreasonable, the fact of the matter is I could have documented better. But the second thing is just to alert you, if your agency is about to be audited by Medicare, it's a good idea to really pay attention to the pain goals. And let this be a warning that Medicare is really looking at these. If you don't attain your pain goal, you could have problems. And so you want to have really good documentation as to why. She was indicating we should have done a significant change assessment. I disagree. The patient met all other goals other than pain. She's got a long-standing history of pain management issues, pain management clinic. I don't agree that you do a significant change just because of one goal. But I'm telling you what they're looking at right now. So if you're in home health, learn from my mistake and do something about it. Pay particular attention to your communication with the doctor, communication with the patient, updating your goals on pain management, demonstrating in your discharge that that you did make an impact on pain, a positive impact. Also, that if you didn't attain your goal, why it was reasonable to expect attainment of that goal at the beginning. I mean, this is like straining out gnats, really. It's one of the things that frustrates me, and this is a total aside. So if you've gotten what you needed from this video, you can log off now. But this is one of the reasons I have gotten out of teaching my compliance course on documentation, because it's always, the ball's always moving. Like, okay, you're doing well according to the regs we've set. Let's give you another hurdle to jump and see if you can make that one. And while that in itself, I think, is appropriate in some ways, the bottom line is I showed clearly a hugely beneficial impact of PT. And I documented my concerns to the doctor that pain was still an issue. And it was reasonable to indicate at the very beginning of our plan of care that that goal was going to be sufficient. And it was reasonable at the end to say, well, PT wasn't able to address this, which I did state, referring her back to the physician, but all her other goals that would normally make her homebound were met. I mean, she had a 25 out of 28 Tenetti. She was more than age normative on her 30-second chair rise. More than. Her timed up and go was excellent. But I digress. And I'm annoyed. Be that as it may. I pass this on to you, so hopefully that you don't get caught unawares when Medicare comes knocking at your home health door. Hope you have a great day. Take care. God bless.